Hello and welcome back to the A to Z of Managing People. Today we're on to the letter O, and O is about conducting effective one-to-one meetings. Now, whether you call them one-to-one meetings or you call them reviews or job chats, doesn't really matter. The important thing is that they happen. And what a lot of people say to me is, well, Caroline, I see my team every day. I'm always on the lookout for if they've got any questions, concerns, and they know that I've got an open door. They can come and talk to me at any time. That's great to have that sort of relationship, but it's not quite the same as sitting down on a one-to-one basis in private without any of their colleagues being able to overhear and knowing that they have got your undivided attention for the duration of that meeting. Now, one of the other objections that I often hear is how much time they take, and that team members don't really particularly enjoy having the meetings anyway. So here are some tips for you in terms of the structure and also what you can be doing before and after the meeting to help you to save some time and make them more productive. So let's have a look at that structure first of all. So there are three main phases. The first part is to review what's gone well since their last one-to-one. So this is looking at the things that they've been pleased with, the things that you've been pleased with, and it's your opportunity to give them some praise and give them some pat on the back for a job well done, but also get them to tell you the things that they have been pleased with, because sometimes they will pick up on something that maybe that you've missed completely, you weren't even aware of it, but also you might get them telling you about something that they've been really chuffed with and you didn't really realise that that was quite such a challenge for them, or it was that important to them. So it can give you some insight into what's important and what motivates them. So that's the first area, is to give them credit where it's due and to talk about the successes and things that have gone well. The second phase is to talk about the stuff that's not gone so well. You know, most times there is something that maybe have slipped through the net or that they've not been happy with. Now, again, get them to tell you the things that they have been disappointed with or that they've been frustrated with because it hasn't happened as well as they thought that it would, or that they would have liked it to have happened. Now, very often people will be a lot harder on themselves. So first of all, they might be beating themselves up over something that you thought actually was okay, you know, that was good. So you've got that opportunity to tell them that it was okay. Or they already know the stuff that's not gone so well, so they don't really need you to tell them when it's not gone well. So let them tell you first. Now, what's important about the things that haven't gone so well is not only what those things are, but why that has happened and what they have learnt from it. And then you can be talking about and looking at how do you avoid that happening the next time around. The third and final phase is to have that future focus. So what are they going to be working on next? Now, rather than you necessarily dictating to them, get them involved in setting their goals or setting out what they're going to be doing between now and the next review meeting. Sometimes it will be building on something that's already been a success. It might be putting right something that hasn't gone so well, or it could be something completely fresh that they want to focus on over the next however many weeks till their next review. Get them involved in that process so that they have got some ownership over it. Now, if you follow that structure every time, then that allows your team members to prepare for that meeting. And one of the things that you can be doing to save yourself some time and get some more commitment from them is to let them know that those are going to be the three core questions that you're going to be asking each time, and get them to prepare for them and come prepared to answer those questions at each of their one-to-one meetings. That will save you some time, but it also helps to get some buy-in from your team members. Now, before you conclude the meeting, what you also want to be doing is asking if they've got anything else that they would like to discuss with you, because there might be some things that don't come under any of those three headings. And when you ask that question, pause sufficiently for them to come up with that question, because it might be something that they're maybe potentially a little bit nervous about raising. They might be plucking up the courage to ask you or to talk to you about something else that is concerning them. So just give them that time. And then conclude the meeting with summing up what's going to be happening next. Now, another big time factor that I find with a lot of managers is that they feel compelled to write up copious notes, type it all up beautifully after those review meetings. There's no need to do that. If you and your team member sum up at the end of that meeting, just make some notes, get them to make some notes about the actions that they're going to be taking, then as long as you've got something to refer back to next time around, then that's fine. That's all you need. Doesn't all need to be beautifully typed up, because if that is going to distract you or prevent you from conducting those meetings, then it's not really very productive. Now, the final thing to think about in terms of getting commitment from your team members is to make sure that their one-to-one meetings become a habit, that you have them on a regular basis, and that they are scheduled, and they're scheduled well in advance. So ideally, at the end of each review meeting, one-to-one meeting, you're talking about confirming the date for the next one. If for whatever reason either of you need to cancel that meeting, it's not cancelled, it's just postponed, maybe by an hour a day, maybe a couple of days at the very outside. Because for me, nothing smacks more than I'm not important than somebody cancelling a meeting that is all about me. So ensure that those do get scheduled and that you stick to that schedule. So that's all I want to talk about today in one-to-ones. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.